Tomi Lahren went on Laura Ingram's show to talk about why there's a rise of stay-at-home sons.
It's a major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. They did much the same thing with quiet quitting, where you can go to work and do less, and if you call it quiet quitting, it's somehow better. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And therein lies a big part of the problem.
She said, look what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Really, Tomi? Really? And what do young men have to choose from? Huh? Tell me. Do young men have to choose from a bunch of virgins, wives, mothers? Is that what men have to choose from? Is it? Maybe what's waiting for young men out there are a bunch of modest, feminine, respectful, traditionally minded young women just waiting for young men to make them into wives and mothers as they protect their virginity. Yeah, I don't believe that myself either. Is that the reality, Tomi Lahren? Is that what the world is seeing? Is that what's waiting for young men out there, Tomi? Or is it the complete opposite? Come on, be honest. You know what? I'll tell you what's waiting for young men out there, Tomi. I'll tell you. What's waiting for young men out there are the type of women that feminism wanted women to become. That feminism worked hard to create. And you know what type of women these are? Here's the type of women that's waiting for young men out there, Tomi. Young women that want to prioritize career and money over family. That's what's waiting for them out there. Young women that have been sexualizing themselves from a very young age thanks to feminism. That's what's waiting for them out there, Tomi. Young women that want to enjoy their youth, aka get attention from a bunch of men who want to sleep with them. Young women with high body counts. Young women with a lot of trauma due to their promiscuous lifestyles, one-night stands, failed relationships, you name it. Young women that can't produce more than 2 children because by the time they are done chasing their careers and money, they are too old to reproduce, 30 plus. Young women that think men and women are equal. Young women that believe in 50-50 relationships, even though in reality, they want men to pay for the majority. Young women that believe in abortions, my body, my choice. Young women who value the wedding day more than the marriage vows. Young women who believe they're strong and independent whilst in a relationship. Funny how these strong and independent women are now complaining that men are not stepping up no more. I thought you were meant to be strong and independent. Does this list sound attractive to you, Tomi? Tell me, Tomi, do you think men find this attractive? Believe you me, men don't. However, you did say one thing that made sense though. You said, and I quote, yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
It's the feminization of men, and I agree. Now tell me, Tomi, how did you think men became feminized in the first place? The answer is through the feminization of women. What type of men then did you expect feminism was going to end up creating? The providing type? It couldn't be the providing type because feminism made sure most women not only enter the workforce but aspire to be a part of it more than they aspire to be mothers and wives. Perhaps the protecting type. It couldn't be the protecting type because feminism told women that men and women are equal and that women can do what men can do. Tomi, I even stopped watching movies because they've all been feminized. One woman beating up 10 men as if that could ever happen in real life. The marriageable type? It couldn't be the marriageable type because feminism told women to be sexually liberated, which means sleep around and be promiscuous. What's special about a man marrying a girl with a high body count that's been passed around by different guys, Tomi? What's special about that? There's nothing attractive about that for a man. Plus, men don't need to wait for marriage anymore to get access to sex. You cannot force men to find feminist women attractive, Tomi. You can't do that. The reason why there's a rise of stay-at-home sons is because young men just no longer find young women attractive enough to marry. So why get married when they can just stay at home? Is it right? No, but it's unfortunately the reality that feminism created. Feminism made young women unmarriageable and turned young men into corn addicts, SIMPS, that don't want to confront the problem. You guys know what I mean by corn addicts and SIMPS, right? Is it all women's fault? No, men are also to blame. Why? Because it's you men that give these women attention and resources. Why are you liking and following these sexually perverse women online? Why are you watching corn? Why are you funding the corn industry? If men were to stop giving women attention and resources, all of this would stop. And you men would stop being SIMPS and corn addicts. So what's the solution? Turn to Christ. Christ teaches us that if we even look at a woman and lust for her, we've already sinned. The standard for masculinity in Christianity is extremely high. This moral teaching alone will get rid of all the corn addiction and SIMP addiction. Laziness is considered to be a deadly cardinal sin in Christianity. So shutting yourself away from the world in your mother's basement and not being productive is inexcusable. Even worse, it's a cardinal deadly sin. Sex outside of marriage is a sin in Christianity. Humility, obedience, self-restraint, sacrifice are all Christian virtues. This means when it's time to find a wife, Christianity literally gives you the blueprint. It gives you a list of all the things to look for in a woman that's going to be your future wife. Another thing you'll also learn from Christianity that the world won't tell you. You don't find good women in clubs. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time, all right? Peace.